Hello and happy new week. And in this week we are connecting to two combinations out of the 72 names that correspond with the dates of this week. And the two combinations are Resh Aleph Hey and Yud Bet Mem. It's interesting that Resh Aleph Hey in Hebrew as a word by itself is Re'eh, is to see. And the literal translation, as we can see it in the 72 name books or app, we can see Resh Aleph Hey is lost and found, maybe it's translated. And when we look at the Yud Bet Mem translation, and if we read in the book, it's defining or design beneath disorder actually. When we look at the two combination regarding to this week energy and this week work, spiritual work that we are recommended of connecting to or to do, and the support that we are getting, it's interesting that it's really taking place in this month of Pisces. It's known that the month of Pisces is the last month of the Kabbalistic calendar year, right? When the first month is an Aries month, which is the tremendous desire that it represents. Therefore, the last month of the calendar year, Pisces, Adar, is the less desire. And when we talk about desire, and it refers to our vessel, is referred to our motivation of like how much we really willing to do in order to manifest the dream or manifest anything we really desire in life, right? So how Resh Aleph Hey and Yud Bet Mem can really help us this week to ignite more of the desire. And what is that we need to see? What is beneath the chaos that exists in our life? What's the purpose of chaos that exists in our life if we refer to Yud Bet Mem? And both combinations are here to really help us this week to do the transformational spiritual work that we are intended to do. So let's look at different stories that we can see in the biblical story with the support of really the Rav and Karen Berg study and the Zohar to get some information for us and tools to help us this week. So I'm going to read in the section of the Zohar 569 in the portion of Yitro. And just to remind all of us what's happening in this biblical story at this portion of Yitro. It's really about the receiving of the 10 Commandments in Mount Sinai. And I'm going to read a little bit from the Zohar to connect to the energy and to the support of the 72 name. So I'm reading from section 569. Hanei asar amiran deoraita inun klala dechol pikude oraita klala deila vetata klala dechol aser amiran devereshit אילן התחככו על לוחי אבנין וכל גניזין דהבו בהבו דעת חזון לעינהו דחולה למינדה ולהסתכלה ברזה דתרי"ג פיקודין דאורייתא דכלילן בהו קולה התחזה לעניין קולה יהו בסקלותנה להסתכלה בליבה דישראל כולו וחולה הבו נהיר לעינהו. Talks about the 10 Commandments, and the translation says that the 10 Commandments of the Torah contain the essence of all the celestial and terrestrial commandments, the essence of the 10 sayings of creation. They were engraved on the tables of stone, and all hidden things in them were seen by everybody's eyes, so as to conceive and behold the secret of the 603 commandments of the Torah. Everything shone before their eyes. And it's interesting that in this event, in this grand event, imagine yourself, 3 million people standing in front of the Mount Sinai, and they are being given the spiritual system to really help them in any aspects of life. It's actually helping us if we look at it. So the 10 Commandments are not really there to tell us what to do or what not to do, but a recommendation the guidance of a spiritual system to guide us to differentiate between good and bad. And it mentioned here that they have seen, and everything was shown to them for their eyes, and everybody and everything was seen to them. And it's really mentioned that actually in that event, everyone that any sort of disability was healed. And when we're talking about seeing, like connecting to Resh Aleph Hey of the 72 name, the ability to see. And the question is, what is that we need to see this week about ourselves, about our life, how that power of seeing can help us, and what does it really mean to see, and what is that we want to see? Is it like 1% level of seeing? If it's a spiritual seeing. So of course, when we look at this whole concept of seeing, watching, observing, what it refers in this verse regards to this story, it's that the Israelites, it says that those who couldn't even see, their eyes were open. But it wasn't like just the opening of the eyes in the 1% level. It's talking about the spiritual seeing. And when we talk about seeing spiritually, or vision of spiritual kind, is really the observation of the heart, the seeing that comes from within, the seeing that comes from the heart. And when our heart is open, and I'm sure we'll talk more about opening of the heart in different combination of coming up of the 72 name, but when we're talking about looking and seeing from within, it's really about understanding that all the secrets that were hidden in that coming up to that event of receiving the 10 Commandments was shown to them. As it says here, everything shown before their eyes, all the secrets of life open to them, and nothing was missing. It says nothing was missing, and they could receive everything. And I want to share with you that basically those souls that were standing in that grand event, we are all sparks of those souls, which means all those secrets have been revealed to us in one reincarnation or another. And we came here to this world to reveal them, to reveal those secrets, the secrets of how we play life. And one of the key things that I remember also Rav Berg mentioning that as a person who were born in a portion Re'eh, which is also to see, and from many lessons of Karen about the ability to see. And again, there is like few direction and few angles of that scene. One of the things that Karen was mentioning in the past is like, we see things as we are. Everything that we observe or we see in life is the reflection of who we are, the reflection of our essence, the reflection of our behavior, the reflections of our thought. And if we'll summarize this, is the reflection of our consciousness, which means in very simple word, where is our consciousness? What is our intention when we desire things? What is our intention when we're about to perform a certain action? Our intention, it's the reflection of what we see. And, one of the things that we know that when we witnessing a certain event, when witnessing a person behavior towards another person, or we may be in that situation, obviously we can see that there, you see, I'm using the word see as a figure of speech. We all do, because there are a different type of perspective. One person perspective or situation is A and the other person is B. Whatever we experience in certain scenarios, it reminds us of the fact that, as a human being, we don't really see things so clearly, right? Each one has his own preconceived notions and ideas and that held in the consciousness and subconscious mind, and we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. This is something that Karen used to say that, and it's really fitting the discussion, because this whole week energy about using the power of Resh Aleph Hey is to see is that we receive an energy this week to build and maintain a spiritual vision. And this is also basically connecting us to the story of this month of Pisces, that one of the great Kabbalists, the great leader of all time, was born in this month, which is Moses, in the 7th day of Adar. And Moses himself told the Israelites, as they were walking in the desert prior of reaching the land of Israel, he told them, see me who I am, how I live, how I am sustained. But he wasn't referring it to an external things. It's like, yes, Moses was, as it mentioned, that he was tall and distinctive and youthful, as it says, like as if he never aged. Like this is one of the things that is also mentioned about Moses. But he wasn't referring, when he told the Israelites, see me who I am. It's like, and also he was wealthy and he was very intelligent. But he wanted the Israelite to see was how, how he really had the desire to get closer to the light of the Creator. He knew that without the light, he was nothing. And he never lost sight of that consciousness, no matter what. And in our lives, when we things start going our way, or we have no immediate needs for something, right? It is easy to lose sight of who allows for our blessings. It is also easy to see someone else, maybe rich or beautiful or famous person, and think, wow, they really made it, right? And we build up some sort of a jealousy or sadness about our current situation in life. Or we're starting to idolize those people or other people in a way that really disconnect us from the precious blessings that the light is giving us or coming our way. But the Creator doesn't just want us to live in those moments of depression, right? And He didn't put us here so we could just wish we were someone else. He created us to receive the ultimate fulfillment that comes through being who we are, climbing on our spiritual ladder and sharing what it is that we came here to share. So in this week, one of the powerful gifts that we're receiving using Resh Aleph Hey is, again, which is the spiritual understanding, is to see that our circumstances are no accident. When we're high, when they're low, whatever the challenges we have, whatever the decision that we are facing, that we need to make, we want to make our connection to the source the first priority. When this is our consciousness, then no matter what happens, we will not fail. We cannot fail. We cannot really fail. So what we see is what we are, is where our consciousness lays. Sometimes when we talking about seeing, if I'll bring another angle to it, it's like how we see ourselves comparing other people. Do we see ourselves lower than other people? Do we see ourselves higher than other people? And it is another lesson. And it's really connected with the Yud Bet Mem, which is really designed beneath disorder, which mean when there is a chaos, when there are things that are not placed in order, which mean we can translate it and give it different names, but there is a certain order beneath everything that exists as a chaotic in our eyes. So it's depends on how we see things. How we see things, like it's mentioned about Abraham the patriarch, that, you know, the leader of that brought the spiritual Kabbalistic knowledge to the world, this spiritual wisdom to the world. It's also mentioned about him that he achieved a higher level of really detachment from any ego, and a higher level of connecting with the Creator in certain way but he never viewed himself as higher than anyone else. In matter of fact, he always look at himself as someone that always need to learn, and always there's something there that I need to transform and change in a positive way with tremendous happiness. It's not the idea of like really seeing ourselves in matters that will put us down. But the idea of this week is really to choose the glasses of that we see the world through. And there are many situations that will come about this week that we need to say, I'm pausing my reaction and I'm choosing those, if you may say, pink glasses, not in order to really sugarcoat the situation, but I'm choosing because my consciousness is that of connecting to the light of the Creator, that I know that everything that is happening in my life, not just that has a good reason, but it's all good for me. I may not see it, but I really truly understand, and truly, with a lot of certainty, using the Yud Bet Mem, know that underneath this order that exists, this chaotic situation that may exist in my life right now, there's a perfect order. There's a perfect reason. Connecting to this lifetime, connecting to the previous lifetime, whatever it might be. So this week in particular, we want to use Resh Aleph Hey and Yud Bet Mem with a lot of understanding of what we shared right now. Using the power of restriction as well. It's to pause and to choose different glasses to view and observe and behave in any situation that will come to you this week. Because the power of the pause, the power of the restriction, and choosing to see every area in my life as good, as positive, as it's the right thing for me, as understanding that there's no coincidences, it will open up another door. And the door that will open up is not just to see a different perspective. It's also to opening the level of Keter for us, it's the highest chakra, to really receive even messages and to able to absorb those messages that are really for me. So if you have any questions, if you have anything that you have a confusion about, you have any doubts about a certain situation, this is the week when we're applying that tool of restriction. When we use Resh Aleph Hey and Yud Bet Mem this week, it's not just we see the situation or my life in a much lighter way, it's also we'll be able to receive amazing messages that will come from the Creator through people, through angels, through situation where we'll get much more clarity this week. And the clarity that we have will bring us the feeling of happiness and will inject more of motivation to allow us to really use our desire in a much positive energy. So one of the things that we would like to use this week is, with the glasses, is the meditation that we are able to see through Resh Aleph Hey, through Resh Aleph Hey, and through Yud Bet Mem, the clarity of everything that we have. We're confused of what's next, what I'm supposed to do, how should I behave. One of the great things that I can also come up with this week, and especially through Yud Bet Mem, is that your crazy ideas that people like really didn't give it a chance. And when you shared your ideas about different, even startup concept or out of the box solution, this is the week to apply out of the box solution. Yud Bet Mem opens us to another level of really receiving outside of the box solution to any issues that you may have. So stay tuned this week, be present this week, and remember that we have the ability, like the Israelites in the Mount Sinai event, they were able to see in such a clarity the messages and the secrets. You know, it's like basically the ability to see the Creator in all its tremendous being in our life, and how the Creator is in every step in our life this week. Would love to hear from you more and your experiences, as I've been receiving a lot of messages from all of you. Thank you for sharing. I would love to hear from you more. My email address is rachel.madar@kabbalah.com, and share with me your experiences and your miracle stories from every week. So remember, this week is Resh Aleph Hey and Yud Bet Mem. Thank you, and see you next week.